Hi, this is Wayne Trammell from the Remote Leadership Institute. And as we think about going back to the office and trying to get back to some sense of normal, or at least something recognizable to what it once was, I want to talk about something that frankly wasn't all that great before everybody separated to work from home. And those are hybrid meetings. You know what I'm talking about. You've got some people in the conference room gathered around the speakerphone, and then you've got other people either dialing in or, on the virtual meeting platform, whatever it is. Maybe they're on webcam, maybe they're not. And you know what happens. The people in the room tend to dominate. People who are remote can't always hear and don't always get equal input to the meeting, and it's very hard to create an equitable, truly even playing field for the team under those circumstances. So as we think about reconvening in the office, how about we fix some things that weren't going so great before? And we're going to start with hybrid meetings. So a couple of quick things. I have them written down so I don't forget. I'm really not breaking eye contact with you. But a couple of things. First, we need to remember the dynamics that take place in the meeting room. A lot happens with our eyes. I'm standing there speaking and I see that Bob has a question and Alice looks like her head's going to explode if she doesn't get to say something. And as soon as Alice says something, somebody else, and then at some point we go, oh yeah, and what about those of you out in the provinces? And maybe what they wanted to say has already been said, or they didn't hear half the conversation. So we need to be aware of this, and there's a couple of things we can do. One is make sure everybody knows who's on the call and what their role is so that you can get yourself in the right mindset. Now, of course, if you are meeting online, their name appears on the participant list, which is one reason I prefer to use WebEx or Zoom or Teams or whatever for the audio because we've got the screen there. And I actually like to project the image so that those on webcam can be seen by the people in the room. It takes a little bit of work, but it helps level the playing field a little bit, and everybody can see everybody. And if the people who are remote send a chat message, it pops up on screen visible to everybody. One of the biggest things is the audio problems. If you're in a room, unless it's a small group gathered around a really good speakerphone, some people are close to the microphone, some people are farther out. A lot of times conversations happen, people talking over each other in the room, and the people who are remote can't hear. And so you get, that's right, and your paycheck depends on it. And the people who are remote are like, what? What was that? So not only do you need to make sure that everybody can hear, but it's really helpful to recap, rephrase, restate the key points made in the room for the people who are remote so that they know what in fact they are responding to. One way to get around some of these problems, of course, is to shift your focus a little bit. It's easy as the meeting leader to run the meeting with your eyeballs, to just, go to the people you can see first. It's literally natural. But one thing you might want to consider is start the questioning or the comments with the people who are remote, at least some of the time. That way they're not always the last to contribute. They're not always the last to be considered, and they don't feel like second-class citizens. The people in the room are reminded of their existence. And so it's what you really want to watch out for are those dynamics. How can we make sure that everybody has the chance to participate? How can we make sure that everybody hears? How can we make sure that everybody's input is valued equally and they're made to feel part of the team? I mean, some things you can't help. If the people in the room are ordering pizza or having donuts, try not to rub it in to the people who are remote. But finally, there's one thing that I think is going to happen going forward, and that is there will be less of these meetings. As the people in the office all of a sudden are expected to use their webcams and have access to tools like Teams and Zoom and whatever, a lot of these hybrid meetings are going to be done online because everybody has equal access. Everybody can see everybody. Everybody can participate equally. And so while they're frankly not as much fun sometimes as having people in the office, I think we're going to have more of these virtual meetings where they're entirely virtual and online, which means we need to be smart about not meeting people to death, which is a totally different video for a totally different day. For right now, I want you to consider what wasn't working so well about hybrid meetings in the past and how can we make them better with a little forethought and a little energy. Of course, for more information on leading great meetings, being a good remote leader, being a great teammate, regardless of where your folks and colleagues are located, visit us at remoteleadershipinstitute.com. My name's Wayne Turmel. Thanks for watching. Wash your hands, wear a mask, don't let the weasels get you down.